I'm reading Robert Holdens' book, Happy Now, is it, or Be Happy? And I, there's loads of exercises in it, and the one I'm doing now is the one where you have to speak about, just speak for 10 minutes without stopping. Just speak about anything. No topics given to you. You just have to talk, and I'm doing that now. Experiencing how my mind is going blank and wondering what it is I want to talk about. And I've been really intrigued already by the book because it's kind of focusing my mind on what do I perceive happiness is. And also, at the same time, I at the moment have constantly going through my mind, is this so different, radically different from the three principles? You know, Sydney Banks, mind, consciousness and thought, where allowing my inner wisdom to come through, that wisdom which is beneath my thinking, that wisdom which predates my thinking. What is happiness? I mean, that's another thing. I'm going to record some answers to questions posed in the book about what is happiness. And it's not actually an easy question to answer. What is happiness? I mean, what is happiness? For me, I want to talk about what it's not. It's not having enough money. It's not having to do work that I don't enjoy. It's not falling out with my children. All those things. But when I'm asked to talk about what it is, what is happiness? It's a lot more. It's a more difficult question to answer, and I think the reason why it's more difficult is because to define happiness as a feeling, if you said to me what does happiness feel like, I'm not completely sure. It almost feels like something. It's so easy to talk about what isn't there when I'm happy. What isn't there is worry about finances or worry about how I'm going to physically manage to be at work for the whole shift and get through it without doing something wrong or leaving something out or stuff like that. It's just not an easy concept to talk about. What is happiness? I think it's linked to contentment. It's linked to joy. It's linked to a pleasurable feeling. But could I tell you what happiness was? I'm not sure I know. And I look at the clock and I've been talking for 3 minutes, 21 seconds. And it feels like forever. I notice I'm remembering one of the questions in the pre-happiness seminar, which is what's stopping you from being happy? And I know that if I was to answer that question, I would say my health and fitness stops me from being happy because I perceive that I am so very much overweight and unfit and unable to do all the things I want to do physically. When I catch myself in the mirror or when I notice how I look in the uniform I wear to do my work. I feel as part of my face and I notice how large I am. I suppose those things affect my happiness. And then I realise, even as I'm talking about it now, that all of those things are outside in things. All of those things are outside in. Which is interesting to me. Which is really interesting to me because my guess, another thing the book asks about is who's the happiest person you know? And if I was to answer that question, who is the happiest thing I know, happiest person I know, it would be Noah. He's my grandson. He's 1 year old, and he constantly smiles. He constantly seems happy. He constantly, of course, he gets upset from time to time, but not for long, really. Maybe it's easy to be happy when you've got nothing to think about.